What's up guys, Nico and me here, and today I'm sharing my top 5 favorite possible Popplio evolutions. Now, I don't know if it's you, but Popplio is my favorite of the 3 starters of the Alola region so far. And as we've seen from past regions, this can totally change. Fennekin was by far my favorite of the original 3 in Kalos, and then the final evolutions came and I dropped Fennekin faster than Popplio drops his ball. I don't know, that was a stupid joke, but you know what I meant. Like, once Fennekin was announced to be Delphox, I didn't really love Delphox that much, but Greninja was like sly, he was cool, he was crazy, he was really interesting, so I had to drop Fennekin as my favorite for Froakie at that point, because the 3rd evolution, in my opinion, is much more important than the 1st evolution, because you have to keep that 3rd evolution for the whole rest of the game, for all the competitive battles, for everything. You have the 3rd evolution longer than any other, and it's very important. So if you're one of those people, the majority, who don't really like Popplio as much compared to Litten or Rowlet, I think these 5 evolutions could very well change people's ideas and thoughts towards Popplio into maybe picking Popplio over Rowlet or Litten. I'll also be doing a top 5 for Litten and Rowlet. Even though I don't like them as much as Popplio, I still love them. It's like Gen 3 for me. I love Mudkip more than the others, but I still really like Trico, and I really like Torchic. Anyways, starting with number 5, we have this amazingly detailed Popplio fake evolution by Ariella Moonstone. This really reminds me of Dragon Ball Z because of the ball with the star. This one, in my opinion, isn't like the most out there. This is one of the more simple Popplio evolutions that I saw, which isn't a bad thing. A lot of times the more simple evolution is the most acclaimed and the most liked by the fans. Like, look at Gen 1. I would say Charizard's very basic, but it's a very cool and unique design, even though it's basic, and I think this kind of follows with it. There's not way too many spikes, details. Like Ariella, the person who created this art, she could have easily added spikes and different little balls all around like his chest area, but she didn't have to. I really like that, that it doesn't have to be overcomplicated. Sometimes things like Endboar, there's like fire everywhere and little stripes everywhere. Just because there's more stuff on a Pokemon doesn't mean it's better and it looks better. So I really like the simplicity of this one. It's not my favorite, but I really like its head. I like its little scarf like thing going around its neck, and I really like the star on the ball. It's kind of like a Dragon Ball. Next up at number 4, we have this really cool unique one by Hanojin. This one I really like because it's standing on the ball, and I think that's a theme and a concept we're really gonna see with Popplio. Obviously, he's a circus type clown type of performance animal, so I really like the idea of him standing on his ball and kind of doing unique things with that. I also like the scarf again with the balls like surrounding its neck. I do not really like its face. I think it looks kind of creepy. The eyes, that's just my taste. I like more cutesy, like sassy type designs. I don't really like creepy, and this kind of gives me creepy, especially with the eye and the face in general. I like how it's, I don't know what those things are called, but they're in a circus. His hair looks like that, and I think that's really cool. I think you guys will know what I'm talking about. And I like the design, and I like, it kind of gives me a Froakie, Frogadier type vibe, but the little like bubbly like cape on his back, I think that's a really cool touch. I think it really would be a cool idea to give it a cape. There were some fake evolutions going around online where it literally had a red cape. I don't like that. I like this where it's made of like bubbles and water, so yeah, I like this one a lot. But that face has to go. Next up, we have another design at number 3 by Hyper Agua. This one is really the most unique one in my opinion, especially because it gives the 2nd evolution, which I find to be one of the most unique out there designs for a 2nd evolution ever. It almost looks too big to be a 2nd evolution. It almost looks like a final evolution if it was just a tad bit taller, but I really like the 2nd evolution. But the 3rd evolution, I think is very unique. I think the only thing I change is maybe give it, I'd change its legs. It kind of looks a little disproportionate. Maybe give it more of a long tail as a leg instead of the 2 separating, but it really looks like a lion performer in a circus, and I love how the bubble turned into a spiky like spike ball. Like, I think that's really, really cool. I love the, I don't know what that's on the eyelashes, but it looks kind of like a performance thing. I love the hair looking like a lion's mane mixed with bubbles. Everything about it's very, very unique, and I really, really enjoy this design. I think this would be the most, maybe, I think this one would be the closest to a fighting that I would like. I really looked at the fighting designs because, as you guys know, it's rumored for Popplio to be part fighting type. I don't really like those designs that have been made, but this would be the closest that I would like to a fighting type Popplio. So, yep, let's move on to number 2. This one is by Namo19. This one I really, really, really like because it's giving Popplio the type I want, and that's Fairy or Psychic. Most likely Fairy in this particular case. It looks more like a Fairy than a Psychic, but Water Psychic is one of my favorite typings, so I'd be okay with either. But just look at the design of this. It's, again, it's not super duper complicated, but it's enough complicated to me. It looks very Pokemon-y. It looks like kind of like a Milotic meets Florges from Gen 6. You know who I'm talking about, the fairy that kind of looks like a grass Pokemon? Yeah, it looks like Florges mixed with Milotic. I really, really, really love the head. I love how it kind of looks like a coral reef mixed with kind of like something they'd use in a circus/carnival for like fluff, if you know what I mean. The only thing I don't like with this design is kind of like the scarf looking thing. I think it looks too much like a try to be crowned but doesn't really fit. And the facial hair looks like facial hair, even though it's probably not meant to be facial hair. It just kind of looks like it's out of the way. I love how the head kind of looks like a star going into the eye. And I love, love, love the pink coloring. I think it's not overdone. I think it's just enough. And I really, really like this design. And it just falls short for number 1, which gives me a better fairy water typing. But I really, really, really like this design. I think this is the most, like, this and the first one I gave are the ones that really feel like they could be a Pokemon. Number 1 I got from PokéJungle.com. You can check it out. People either hate this one or love it, and I'm one of the ones that love it. It looks almost a bit too human, too mermaid for me, to the point where it kind of annoys me, but it literally looks like a pop princess, Popplio. Like, look who you called ugly at high school and look at them now. Like, this is probably the most, like, it kind of makes me think of like a mermaid Lopunny. It definitely would be fairy, possibly psychic. But yeah, just look at the hair, look at the tail, how it kind of has spikes. I think this would be the perfect feminine Pokemon. It'd be everyone's new waifu, which kind of scares me, honestly. But I just see a lot of potential with this. The only thing I don't like about it is it kind of completely gets rid of Popplio's completely like circus design. I still feel like it could be like a circus singer type thing. I don't really get a singer. I don't really get a circus vibe from it anymore, but I still really, really love this design. I get it, most people will probably hate it, but I'm one of the few that really, really like this design. I love the little like starfish as an ear. I love the clam as a head. I love everything about it. I think it's very, very, very unique and very cool. So yeah, thank you for watching. For more Pokemon Sun and Moon news, discussions, top 5s, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I'll be making new videos every single day, including gameplay and all that jazz. So make sure to hit that subscribe button. I'll be doing Litten and Rowlet's top 5, hopefully this time next week. So if you wanted to hit that up, hit that subscribe button. So thanks for watching. See you guys later. Goodbye.